And so work needs to be done to preserve this magnificent architectural heritage and preserve it for the future and make the gallery an incredible place to visit. Once it's finished, that'll really future-proof it and make the collections available in the future. Well, I did kind of have a moment of realisation at 3 a.m. the other morning where I realised the building is closing. It's actually quite hard to really comprehend when it's just always been there and was always the place of work.
I guess the fact that we're walking through the building now, it's empty, is why we're here. So what we're trying to do is refurbish the building so that it can be reused, so it can return to the community, if you like. It's such a fantastic asset.
The building is a work of art in its own right. I mean, I think directors have understood that it's not just the collection, but actually the Sarjeant Gallery itself. It's an absolute treasure.
So the detailed design phase involves us really try to understand constraint on site. That constraints involves a number of issues that we try to come to grapple with. One is buildability, and then the other thing is heritage, what we want to do versus what is preferable to be preserved.
We're doing a 3D laser scan of the whole gallery and what they call a point cloud, and that point cloud stitched all together with all the other locations where I've scanned from will make a 3D model.
This building was so well built. I mean, P. Graham and Sons were really, really good stonemasons. The horizontal lines on this structure are perfectly horizontal, they're perfectly level, and the pointing gaps are even. All the pointing gaps, the perps and the bedding joints are all even. The building walls are not vertical, they slope in slightly. It's all really, really well built, and so to have something like this is just, it's not right for the quality of the building it is. So that is something that we should be repairing too.
That's going to be the loading now in this direction because earthquakes happen in multiple orientations. So let's see what happens. So it's a lot more stable. As you can see, and if we shake hard enough, these will slide. And what we want to know is what is the resistance, the sliding resistance between the layers of the brick.
It's just amazing for the skill level that these guys must have had all those years ago. Just for that look, you know, it's very detailed, and yeah, in modern days, you'd have to have a bit of coin to be able to perform a beautiful floor like this.
Oamaru stone was originally specified for the facade. However, when the current supply of stone was tested, it did not meet the required spec for the building. So this was seen as an opportunity to explore a range of alternative facade ideas.
And I thought, how could we talk about the river in a different and unique and special way? So we thought light is, you know, start of all things, the whakapapa of light. And that, in essence, is about the timelessness of the Whanganui River.
Sieving to find what's in the soil. A tooth, animal tooth it looks like. A little bit of a case gin bottle, a square gin bottle. So the later form, china. Looks like probably willow, which is still a popular design today, probably from the 1860s. Tells you what what they were drinking, what they ate off, and what they ate.
Well, the forecast did look good, but when the sun finally came out, there were some dark clouds, but they seem to have disappeared now. Like any building, you always got to start at the foundation, and if you get it right at the start, you should follow on throughout the building.
It was a huge crane which took each truss individually and placed them into position. The team needed to wait for the wind speed to drop and managed to get all the trusses lifted into place in just one day. Construction tents are commonly used to allow the contractor all-weather access to the site to complete sensitive components on a project without being subject to the effects of weather. And it also allows for tighter quality controls to be used around the project in terms of protecting the existing structure.
Once completed, this is going to be a wonderful facility for Whanganui, both as an iconic building and for the activities it will enable. Inside and out, the building will clearly acknowledge the presence of Whanganui iwi. From an operational point of view, the new wing, dedicated to Sir Te Atawhai Archie John Taiaroa, will provide state-of-the-art storage for the Sarjeant Gallery's permanent collection, significant spaces for events, hospitality and retail, and a classroom for educational activities. And most importantly of all, generous new environmentally controlled exhibition spaces, which will enable us to show the best artworks from Aotearoa, New Zealand and abroad. This redevelopment will set the scene for Whanganui for the next 100 years. We can definitely say the Sarjeant Gallery's best days are still ahead of it.